The one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing. One thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Mm-hmm. Drake said, I want to be one of the people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out.
Yeah.
I have ever since said,
yeah.
you really thank y'all. Yeah. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something.
Yeah.
Let me know if you heard it.
Yeah.
Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Oh, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, he didn't want to be. Mm-hmm. And I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what? I'm out this bitch.
This is live shows now.
I'm out this motherfucker. I'm not trying to impress y'all niggas. Y'all niggas don't give a fuck about live or die. Yeah. Why the fuck would I keep trying to impress y'all niggas? I'm out. I'm done. I did everything that I was trying to do. I changed the game. I made a sound. What else? What else?
You literally can't. It's only even if you make a hit today,
it won't even. That's just normal.
Yes.
It's just normal. It's like, yeah, that's okay.
Now, I know some people might not agree with me, but T-Pain got a point. I remember not too long ago, and I forgot what interview it was, but Drake did come out and say that, toward the end of his career, that he would opt for something like a Vegas residency, where he would go and perform a lot of his hits and kind of just bow out gracefully, like on some Frank Sinatra type stuff, right? Just kind of, get into old age and, live off the spoils of your career. But as you've seen the last couple of years, Drake has been consistently putting out music, which is great for his fans. But there is a thing called oversaturation, right? And like they said, after a while, he drops a song, it's a hit record, but it don't have the same effect like back in the day when he dropped a song and it's a hit record, because you almost come to expect hit records when it's associated with Drake. And even before the battle took place, there were conversations around like, maybe bro should just take a break, let people miss him a little bit. But, when you're as creative as Drake is, it's kind of hard to just turn that off and then go into obscurity somewhere, because that's just not who he is. Think about it. He's been running the radio, the industry, for the last 10 years at least, right? I mean, since 2009, 2010, he's been out putting out music consistently, and we've come to expect great music from him. And like T-Pain said, there can be a time where you get, and it's just you've already reached that zenith, you've already reached that peak. So it's like, what else can you do after that? Nothing. It's really, you can't go higher than a mountain, right? And you can only go so high to the point where you come down. And that coming down part is being kicked out the game, i.e. the Kendrick versus Drake battle, right? i.e. the Pusha T versus Drake battle, right? It was all these little incidents that led up to this big moment where it's like he's finding himself on the outskirts of what people consider real hip hop. And this is something that he didn't always wanted to come to, but it ended up coming to that just because Drake just didn't chill. I mean, think about it, right? The battle started because Drake responded to what people could say it's a diss, but I mean, Kendrick said F the big three, but Drake didn't have to respond to that. Drake could have just said, all right, bro, whatever, bro, I ain't tripping on that. I'm focused on this, right? But Drake being Drake, feeling himself, antagonized him, right? And he's told him to drop, and I'm gonna drop this song, and I'm gonna get to Taylor Swift and do all this. And now you have a moment like this. You look at what T-Pain is doing. T-Pain decided, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just bow out gracefully. I'm gonna get into streaming. I'm gonna stick to doing my live shows, and I'm gonna live off the residuals of everything I'm doing. Trying to stay in the music industry, trying to stay in the game, constantly dropping music, trying to keep up with the Joneses of what's hot. That could really tire your brand out, right? And sometimes, yes, you have to know when to bow out gracefully. Now, a lot is riding on this brand new Drake album that's coming out. Apparently, it's going to be called Iceman. It's going to be interesting, considering, after everything that's happened, people are ready to hear what he has to say. And it is apparently coming out this year. I saw from a post online, he signed a wall and said that, I think it was Snow Owl Ranch, and he said 2025 Iceman. So that's gonna be interesting, because I want to hear what he has to say. And it's a lot riding on this album, right? A lot of people are saying, if this album isn't successful, or if he doesn't come out with a hit, or if he doesn't grab the people's attention like he once did in the past, then I think people would consider the battle between him and Kendrick Lamar as a loss. You know what I mean? And a win for Kendrick. Damn near a flawless victory. I mean, this man's still on tour. I think they're going to South America in October for the GNX tour. Like, it's the craziest run that we ever seen in hip hop. But that's the thing about the entertainment industry, and not just music, right? You got to know when to bow out, you know, and you can only go so high in this thing before either people start to hate you or you fall off on your own merit. But yeah, man, it's the Kid Ríez. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, make sure y'all be safe, stay carefree, and I'll catch y'all later. Peace.